Ho, 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 Merry Christmas Eve, everybody. Hooray! Happy holidays and all that jazz and everything. And boy, it would not be the holiday season if I didn't have balls flying near my face. But anyway, I'm Joe Renton with my review of WWE Smackdown. Taped Smackdown. This will not take very long, but before I get into the review, I hope you're all having a terrific holiday. If you're celebrating with your family, with any loved ones, or you're celebrating by yourself, remember there are people out there who love you. Have fun, be safe, and let's see what 2022 brings. It's kind of weird once we get past Christmas. We have the last few days of the year, and it just feels like it just feels like a weird time frame. And then we get to New Year's Eve. Some people drink copious amounts of alcohol. Some people drink way too goddamn much, and then they wake up on January 3rd wondering what the fuck happened. But anyway, before we get to all the drunken debauchery that could happen on Christmas and afterwards, if you really want to get down and party and get funky and play that funky music, white boy, play that funky music, right? Anyway, this show was fine. It was a typical holiday show, and there was, they did good on the matches. I will say that. The main event was pretty goddamn stupid and comedic, but it was what it was. It was a holiday show. Not that many people are going to be watching it, except for diehards like myself. But anyway, we get recaps of Reigns tossing Heyman and Bork saving him, and they did do an earlier today thing with Kayla. My God, Kayla. Kayla forgot to wear pants for this interview. That's a good gift. But anyway, she interviews Heyman about being fired by Roman and all the stuff, that all my stuff was tossed out of the locker room like I'm a rookie, and all this stuff and everything. He looked very despondent, disheveled, hadn't shaved in a while. Heyman's been a master at this stuff. He has really he's on another goddamn level because he can take anything, even scripted stuff, and twist it into his own words and make it work. He's been great for a number of years. That Hello Everybody, My Name is Paul Heyman documentary, the WWE did a number of years ago. That was really fucking good. If you have the Blu-ray, and you're going to have to, try to find it, it ain't going to be first run anymore. WWE is going to stop producing Blu-rays and DVDs, which kind of makes sense. Has a lot of great interviews and shows how great of a mind Heyman is. Sure, he's a bit of a liar when it comes to how ECW is run and all the money, but whatever, happy, let's talk about the holidays. Hooray, again. Oh, god damn it, I gotta stop swinging balls against my face. I usually have to pay extra for that. So anyway, he does talk about how Roman needs to be protected from Brock Lesnar, even though he is the greatest Universal Champion of all time, and that he could go and cherry pick somebody from NXT, but this could be the end of his career. I'm calling it now. He's going to show up at day one, and he is going to cost Brock the victory, and it's going to be all a ruse. And I'm not talking about the shoes that were worn, thanks to Jim Herd running WCW. Ruse, shoes for your feet and pockets for your stuff. If you've ever seen pictures of ruses, if you remember ruses, my fucking goodness, goddamn impractical and ridiculous. But anyway, we hear from Cole and McAfee and dubbed in crowd noise, and Charlotte and Tony make their entrances, and look, this match was fine. I'm not going to say that Tony's buried. There were some people saying that. I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say I don't think this match did nearly as much for Tony as they, wanted it to for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Tony's a great wrestler. Charlotte's a great wrestler. I'm just sick of Charlotte. But even, putting personal feelings aside as far as how I feel about seeing Charlotte, I didn't care about this match. It wasn't bad. It was well wrestled. But I also knew the end result. They weren't going to switch the title on a taped show. And, of course, Tony loses via roll-up. Because, of course, he fucking does. That's not the only roll-up finish that we get on this show. And, again, credit to the women. They did some really good stuff. I just didn't care. And then we get recaps of Drew, Corbin, and Moss. Nobody wants this feud at all. And New Day and Drew, more like Drew Day, doing the cracking jokes and everything. Really weird stuff. And then Pat was dancing in Nakamura's entrance. Xia Li says she will destroy Natalya if she is a vulture. V is for vulture. V is for victory. Not buy bonds where you work or bank. Don't do that. That hasn't been a thing for a while. We don't need to go back to those days. Anyways, I really hope they actually do something. I fear they won't. I fear that by right after Mania, they're going to totally fucking forget about her. Anyway, 12 Days of Christmas gauntlet. 12-man gauntlet, that is, for the Intercontinental Championship shot. This will definitely not take very long. There were some good moments. Like Mansoor and Garza wasn't very good. Wing Clitter in a couple minutes. 1, 2, 3. Remember when it seemed like they were going to push Mansoor? Ho, boy, that was a fun 2 weeks. And then Eric and Garza. We get another Wing Clitter. And I'm going to call it that because that's what it is. And he wins after Eric had used his power. And then Shake and Shanky decided to beat Garza with like a variation of Wasteland in a couple minutes. And then Thivar beat Shake and Shanky in a couple minutes with a big splash. And then Thivar took on Sheamus with Ridge. We got big man stuff and a bro kick 1, 2, 3. And then Sheamus beat Gulak with a bro kick in a couple minutes. Sheamus and Cesaro, Sheamus and Cesaro did some good stuff. Cesaro was still selling his ribs. Ridge does a distraction with his big, thick club. Stop thinking about it. And bro kick 1, 2, 3. And then Sheamus versus Ricochet. Flippy shit by Ricochet and a break. This went a bit. Ricochet did get some good near falls. Ridge did a nice distraction. And then Cesaro had enough. Threw Ridge, into the post, but also into a cameraman. That was hilarious. And then the most devastating maneuver in all professional wrestling, the surprise roll-up 1, 2, 3. And then Sheamus attacked Ricochet. Humberto was here. He did a moonsault, but backflipped into some kicks. Recoil 1, 2, 3 in about 45 seconds. And then Ricochet beat Jinder in a couple minutes by a roll-up. And then he took on Sami Zayn in the final match with some pretty good action and some pretty good offense and some good near falls and whatever. And we got a close fall on a Blue Thunder Bomb exploder in the corner. And the shooting star got countered. Haluva kick, 1, 2, 3. Zayn will face Nakamura likely at day 1. I have no idea. I would imagine since Owens re-signed that Zayn will have re-signed. And then we get a video package on Heyman, ECW, the WCW ECW Invasion. Check out my old school wrestling reviews and documentary reviews playlist if you want to hear what I had to say about the entire Invasion angle. Not the entire tri-state area. Curse you, Barry the Platypus. And then managing Bork and then skipping over the ECW relaunch, probably smart. And now managing the Roman from the planet Roman. And then we get, cookies, trees, and, candy kendo sticks. Candy kendo canes. KKK. That's not good. And a whole bunch of presents and a whole bunch of stuff and everything. And we get Drew Day versus the Mossos. Not Tommaso Ciampa, but Riddick Moss, or Madcap Moss, and Usos. Miracle on 34th Street fight. Drew was pulling it out on Christmas Eve. Stop thinking about it. You know who you are, and I didn't care. It was just typical comedy stuff, whatever. Hopefully that eggnog wasn't spiked, I wrote down. And we get a cookie dive with trays at the head. And Corbin gets eggnog poured over his egg noggin. And so does Moss. Moss gets hit with the Claymore 1, 2, 3. That's it. That's all I got to say about that. Okay, so let's see what happens next week, since that will be the go-home show for day 1. I don't know why they just didn't tape Raw and SmackDown next week, unless it was like part of the TV contract thing. But it is what it is. Anyway, I do hope you guys have a terrific Christmas, happy holidays, all that jazz. I should be doing the Rampage review tomorrow shortly after I get home from work. If I have to work longer because we might get some bad weather, I will have that review up hopefully sometime Sunday afternoon. Anyway, agree, disagree what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritland. Seriously, guys, Merry Christmas. Thank you guys so much for the channel support. I really appreciate it, but stay safe, have fun. I'll see you soon.